This moment was the beginning of the end for the Timberwolves. After going up 2-0 in the Nuggets and stealing 2 games in Denver, the Timberwolves absolutely collapsed. Or should I say, the Nuggets absolutely locked in. It's clear as day. Nikola Jokic is the best player in the entire NBA, and there's seemingly not much the T-Wolves can do to stop him. He might just be having the greatest offensive playoff peak of all time, but do the Timberwolves have a chance? The Timberwolves Nuggets playoff series absolutely just got flipped upside down after the T-Wolves were up 2-0. The Nuggets just won 3 straight. Now it's going to game 6. Nuggets lead 3-2. Now after game 2 when the Timberwolves were up 2-0, I saw pretty much everywhere, different analysts, different experts, even if you look at like the different betting odds, everyone had the Nuggets essentially eliminated. But after changing a few things in their game plan, the series has completely changed. And the question of the day is, do the Timberwolves have a chance in games 6 and 7? We're going to talk about it in today's video, but of course, if you guys haven't, make sure to press that subscribe button, sub to the channel. We're on the road to 3K subscribers. What was it that flipped the switch for this Denver Nuggets team that looked essentially hopeless? They had no answers for the Timberwolves defense in games 1 and 2. Game 1, they lost 106-99, so a nice 7-point loss, not too bad. But game 2, they lost 106-80, almost a 30-point loss. I think one of the most important players in the series and one of the biggest changes that the Nuggets made with this player is going to be Aaron Gordon. If you guys haven't been paying attention too much, Jamal Murray has been hounded in this series with smothered off-ball and on-ball coverage from Jaden McDaniels, and they're essentially letting him get no breathing room. They're putting all of their focus essentially on Jamal Murray and of course Nikola Jokic. So what did the Nuggets do? They made an adjustment after going down 2-0, and now they are letting Aaron Gordon bring the ball down, which is very smart, and he's been doing this very well. So now, instead of Jamal Murray having to bring the ball down the court and exert all this energy while getting pretty much full court pressed by Jaden McDaniels, he can get to his spots quicker without having to use a lot of energy, and AG is bringing the ball down the floor. We absolutely have to talk about 3-time MVP Nikola Jokic, who's been absolutely dominant offensively and just so calm in crucial situations. I mean it when I say it. I don't think there's another player. Actually, I know there's not another player in the entire NBA that I would want on my team in crucial situations. I mean, he's so calm, his leadership, just kind of feel fine with Nikola Jokic on your team when there's 2 minutes to go and it's a close game. I mean, just the footwork we were seeing out of Jokic in game 5 in the post was crazy. He was doing post hooks. He was scoring. He was doing pretty much anything that he wanted to. In a pivotal game 5, I forget the exact statistic, but in game 5 in the series is tied 2-2. Usually the team that wins game 5 ends up winning the series. So this was an absolutely pivotal game, and Jokic dropped 40 points. He was 15 of 22. He also had 13 assists, so pretty much anytime he touched the ball, points were generated. He also had 7 boards, which is a little low for him, but 40, 13, and 7. He also had 2 steals and a block. Game 5 was an absolute masterclass from Nikola Jokic. We're gonna talk more about Rudy Gobert in a second, but seriously, like, Jokic's domination on Rudy Gobert has just been, it's just crazy. It's just crazy to watch. And I'm going to circle back to Aaron Gordon because I think he is just that important for this Denver Nuggets team. He excels in his role better than basically anyone in the playoffs. Of course, now he's kind of like the point guard for this Nuggets team, if you want to say that. He brings the ball down and then allows, you know, either Jokic to set up the offense in the high post, or he gets the ball to Jamal Murray or something like that. But Aaron Gordon is so perfect out of the dunker spot with, you know, Nikola Jokic whenever he gets the ball in the high post. And defensively, Aaron Gordon is a lockdown. He's taken a lot of tough matchups and he's excelled in his role. So I think Aaron Gordon is just so crucial for this team. I'm seeing this question being asked a lot in, you know, NBA Twitter, around the NBA world, and that is, did Rudy Gobert deserve to win Defensive Player of the Year? Now, my opinion on this is I'm gonna say yes, he did. I think this is kind of a dumb question. I think the real thing we should be talking about here is how dominant Jokic is. He is just this good that there is literally no one in the NBA that I think would be able to stop him. I mean, we're witnessing Jokic go against a 4-time Defensive Player of the Year in Rudy Gobert, one of the best defenders of all time. He's in that category. We have to. I know at first thought you might be like, is Rudy Gobert really one of the best defenders of all time? But like, 4-time DPOY, one of the best defensive centers of this generation, if not the best. He's in that tier of like best defenders of all time. And even he can't stop Jokic. That's why I'm saying I think Jokic is having quite possibly the best offensive playoff peak we've ever seen. And you have to question, you have to wonder, can anyone all time stop Jokic? Let me know in the comments, who do you think in NBA history would be able to stop this version of Nikola Jokic? You could obviously think of maybe Hakeem Olajuwon, maybe Bill Russell, Kevin Garnett, maybe Tim Duncan, but even then, I don't know. Nikola Jokic is just, he's on one right now. So with 2 games to go, can the Timberwolves do it? And I think this is a very tough question. It's honestly tough for even the Timberwolves coaching staff to come up with a game plan, because you can't really stop Jokic. I mean, I feel like everyone knows that you cannot stop Jokic. Maybe you can hope to contain him, but something that has to happen if the Timberwolves are going to win this series, which I really think there's a low chance of them winning the series. But if they were to win the series, what has to happen? Anthony Edwards has to happen. We saw in game 4, Anthony Edwards played 45 minutes, scoring 44 points on 16 of 25 from the field. Timberwolves, of course, lost this game to the Nuggets 115 to 107 because honestly, he didn't get much help elsewhere. I think no one else had over, let me see, no one else had over 15 points on the team. But if the Timberwolves are going to win this series, we need Anthony Edwards to show up. And I already know if there's Timberwolves fans watching this, or if there's just, I don't know, just regular fans might even be thinking this, that, you know, in game 5, the Nuggets threw a lot of double teams at Ant. They kind of said, hey, the rest of the team's got to beat us. We're going to shut down Ant. Y'all are gonna have to beat us. And if Ant is gonna be this next MJ, this next Michael Jordan, next face of the league, he's got to show up. I don't care if they're throwing a double team at you. You got to make the correct play. You know what I'm saying? Get 20 assists in it. Nah, that's a little crazy. 20 assists is a low-key crazy, but you know, get 14 assists in a game. You, like MJ, these great players, they got double teams too. They found a way around it. So I don't want to hear that excuse that, oh, Ant's playing bad because he's getting double teamed. There's nothing he can do. Great players always get double teamed. The NBA world is ready to crown Anthony Edwards as the new face of the league and potentially the next Michael Jordan after they've played, you know, 2 games against the Denver Nuggets. Let's see that again. And in a video that I made, I think 8 days ago, where I was talking about this series, I said, if the Timberwolves want to win this series, the question I have is how many games can Anthony Edwards be the best player in a game? And we saw that in games 1 and 2, and maybe you could even say game 4, but they lost that game, so I'd probably say Jokic was better in that one. So far, we've only seen Ant be the best player in a game in the series twice. I'd say games 1 and 2. There's still 2 games to go, so if he can be the best player in game 6 or 7, I mean, that would be huge for the Timberwolves. That's gonna be tough though, because you got the best player in the world on the other side. I want to give quick shout outs to a few players in the Timberwolves, like Cat. I feel like he's looked really great all series, you know, offensively and defensively, except for like game 4 where he shot 5 for 18. And then another guy that's kind of going under the radar, he's pretty underrated in my opinion, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, has also looked great. He stepped into his role very nicely with no Conley in game 5. He played 39 minutes. Defensively, he's looked amazing, and offensively, you know, when they need him, he's not looked terrible. And my prediction, because you guys know on this channel we love to make predictions, and I'll probably drop a full prediction video for the conference finals when those games are set up, but I'm gonna have to go Nuggets in 6. Although game 7 would be pretty cool, I would have Nuggets in 7 if it went there. I think the Nuggets are going to win this series. It's just they flipped the switch. They flipped the switch, and I've been saying it all year. You can go back, watch my prediction where I, you know, predict the full season, or at the start of the playoffs where I predicted the playoffs. I've been saying Nikola Jokic is inevitable. He just is. This is his ring. He got the MVP. This is just his year. It just is. And it sucks for everyone else. I know a lot of people are high on the Celtics. They want to see them. Well, I should probably say just Celtics fans want to see the Celtics get it done. But it kind of felt like, or it still does kind of feel like the Celtics year. But in my heart, I just see Nikola Jokic. It's going to be his ring. And I think Nuggets Celtics is probably the matchup we're going to see come June. And what I have to say is good luck, Chet Holmgren. Good luck, Derek Lively, Daniel Gafford. Because if the Nuggets get through the T-Wolves, think about it for a second. And last year, Jokic said it. He came out and said it. This was the matchup in the first round for the Nuggets. Nuggets T-Wolves. He said that was their toughest matchup. And I have a feeling if they were to win it all again, he would say the same thing about this year. Nuggets Timberwolves, that's their toughest matchup. The Timberwolves. They can get past Cat and Rudy Gobert, 4-time Defensive Player of the Year. Who is stopping Jokic? Let me know. Is it Chet Holmgren? Is it Derek Lively and Daniel Gafford? You know, the odds are stacked against that. And also, if it is the Mavs, you got to see crazy minutes out of Gafford, because I just think he's better than Lively defensively, and I just think Jokic would absolutely have a field day on Derek Lively. Also, if the Celtics want to have a chance in the finals, and I know this isn't even the matchup yet, but I'm just predicting, they need Kristaps Porzingis if they want to have a single chance in winning that series.